Welcome. This evening I'd like to share my go-to modern deck. This is a deck that has served me well, and I have made several videos on it in the past, which I will link in the description should you want to watch them all. Uh, but the last time the deck was updated was a couple years ago, and so uh, brief history is that when the modern format was announced, this was a deck in extended that I had had success and a lot of fun with, and so we tried it in modern, and as a result, I've won many events, top aided several other events, made day two at Grand Prix Minneapolis, and uh, I would say if you're looking for a fun deck that's very greedy, I would play this one. Essentially, it was built around Isochron Scepter. So you have your Isochron Scepter, which lets you imprint your 2 mana or less instance to use over and over again. And so the deck has uh, Terminate and Path to Exile to pretty much kill almost everything in the format. And then also Lightning Helix to gain you life and hit creatures and players and planeswalkers. And also Lightning Bolt, 4 of each as well. And the deck has morphed from being mostly instant heavy to now mostly creature heavy, but still big on the instants as well. So our creatures, we have Goblin Guide, the old standby 1 drop. I broke down and added 2 Ragavan to the deck. I feel like just the Goblin Guide having the haste is pretty good on its own, but Ragavan gives the option of being dashed into play, so it can don't have to commit it to the board. However, it can also get some spells from your opponent. And then, of course, we also have Eidolon of the Great Revel for extra damage with legs, and then Dark Confidant for extra card draw with minimal life commitment. Um, my favorite card to play alongside Dark Confidant is Gurmag Angler. This is usually good enough against some decks to jam into play because it does not die to Lightning Bolt. And sometimes just having a 5/5 monster on the table, many decks will struggle to get past it and block it. And then the new additions to the deck are Stormfist Crusader. So a 2/2 menace, so difficult to block, so it can sneak some damage through, but also it has the added bonus of drawing you an extra card. Your opponent gets to draw a card, but also take damage in the process. And so the goal is to basically draw better than your opponent and keep putting the pressure on the table and on your opponent's face to kill them. And then also we have the latest edition of Careless, Stalwart Slayer. Try saying that several times fast in a row. It's a lot to say. This takes the place of the previous hasty creature. Um, it has flying and it has haste, so it can also sneak through some extra damage that way. It has the added bonus of saving your team from a board wipe in red, so Anger of the Gods or Pyroclasm will save them. And also it has the added bonus of making all your burn spells go extra with extra damage. The mana base is pretty all in on red, so all the lands will add red mana or fetch lands that do. So we have 4 Arid Mesa, 4 Marsh Flats, going all in on the fetch lands that can fetch for white because white is something we want to get mana for that color, and in the event your opponent has a blood moon, you'll have better access to getting that on turn 1 or 2. We have our shock lands, so 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Sacred Foundry, 1 of each check land, so 1 Clifftop Retreat, 1 Dragon Skull Summit, 1 of each basic, so when you get Path to Exile, you get to have a land out of the deal. And then we're playing the man land, Get to Encampment, which is comes into play tap, so we're only playing 2, but it does let you get access to a 2/1 first striker, so you can be aggressive with it. You can also defend with it by getting the first strike damage and burning your opponent's attacking creature. And also, if your board happens to get wiped, you will still have a land to attack with, unless they have a way to deal with it. So that is the main deck currently for the Isochron Aggro deck, or the Mardu Scepter deck. And updates to the sideboard now. The old standbys, Engineered Explosives, fantastic card in a 3-color deck. You can hit tokens for 0 or go all the way up to 3. Volcanic Fallout, also a fantastic card against any blue deck. It can't be countered and is an instant speed board wipe against several decks. Or you can sneak through that extra 2 damage of uncounterable damage for the win. Rakdos Charm is my choice for graveyard removal. It is instant speed and has 2 other modes, which includes destroying an artifact, or also each creature dealing 1 damage to its controller. So you can sneak through some extra damage that way. We also have Kolaghan's Command, a card with lots of value and modes as well, so you can deal 2 damage to something, destroy an artifact, discard a card, or get a creature back from your graveyard. Crackling Doom, fantastic card to destroy your opponent's big creatures at instant speed and also deal extra damage to them in the process. Blind Obedience was added back to the sideboard because of all the aggressive hasty creature decks such as 8-Whack. So slowing them down and also gaining you some life in the process. And we are now trying Strict Proctor in the sideboard as well, mostly against decks. The Bant Snow deck I ran into was a bit of a tough matchup, so this will also probably help against other decks too. It also has legs and can attack, so added bonus as well. So that is the current situation of things. Usually the deck will do well to extremely well, and so we're still playing it and still revising it. Thanks for watching.